In the past 21 to 30 days, we've generated over 800,000 views on Instagram alone and have been posting content and running ads for the past 2.5, 3 years. In this video, we're going to break down how to make sure that your organic and your paid audiences are in sync so that you can maximize your return on investment across the board, and that your ad dollars don't just get a return on ad spend, but they really do get milked for every last cent that they're worth. And so in this video, we're going to cover the common problems that we see with people running paid ads and running organic, how to view your entire front end of the business because your organic content and your paid ads support each other in the front end sales process, and then how to actually go about solving, implementing, and improving how the two sync together. So number one, what are the most common problems? The biggest issue we see is a disconnect between paid and organic. What do I mean by disconnect? In a lot of cases, and it is very surprising to me, you will see people talk about one thing on the organic content and a completely different one in their paid ads. The problem with this is if I go and I look at somebody's Instagram page and it's all lifestyle stuff or comedy stuff, and then I get served an ad about how to get started with day trading or invest in my fund, the disconnect in these two is going to lead to no conversions on either side. I might get organic because people just want to be like me, but it's not going to connect. And although that's a very stark example, this can happen in a lot more nuanced fashion, meaning let's say I'm in the real estate space. I can run ads about my info product and how I operate XYZ type of asset class. But then in organic, I might come across as a broker. Objectively, the messaging isn't that far apart, but it's enough of a disconnect for the ad to confuse people or the content to confuse people that came through the ad. And so the number one thing that you need to do is to make sure that you have synergy between paid ads and organic content. And the way that we do this is by having one document, shout out Ravi over at Scaling with Systems. I learned this from you years ago. One document with all of your messaging. And this allows everything to stay in line. And so that is the only problem I see, because when you first start building a business and running ads, your reach doesn't matter, your likes don't matter, your followers don't matter, your views don't matter. None of it matters. You just need to present the same way across the board, because I would still be posting these videos if I had 2,000 views on Instagram. Why? Because if I do cold outreach to somebody about a certain topic and they hit my page, I need to make sure it's in line with what I was pitching them. When I decide to run ads for my own organization, I need to make sure that what's in the ad is the same as the organic content. Because again, if they see an ad and then they go watch a video of me getting wasted on a Saturday and chain smoking cigarettes, yeah, they're not going to trust that I'm the guy that can help them get results with paid advertising. That's not how that works. Yet a lot of you fall into the trap of staying disconnected or not having a centralized place for your messaging. So that's the first part, is the disconnect. The second common problem I see is you don't speak to your ICP or your ideal consumer profile. We've got plenty of videos on the channel about how to speak to who you want to sell. But what's very, very interesting, and I've seen this recently with a buddy of mine who signed on a client in the short-term rental space. And I was like, ooh, I could get involved with that. Like, I love this niche. I love real estate info. Like, yeah, I'll run the ads. As soon as I clicked on this guy's page, it was a broccoli-haired dude with LEDs, nice cars, flexing his watches and shit. And I went, yeah, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You're trying to get people to buy a house. Why the fuck do you think they want to wear a watch? The real estate investors are frugal inherently. Almost all of my real estate investing clients that I've worked with on the info side barely have the cash flow to run ads from day one. They trust it, they will take the risk, but it's a lot more of a constraint versus some of these businesses that are more based on cash flow. So why in the fuck would you be flexing lifestyle to these people and look like a child? Doesn't make sense. So you can even say all the right things, but if you present wrong, how you present is everything. If I don't present like somebody that can get my clients results, pardon my French, get fucked. It drives me nuts. And I was guilty of this for a long time. I looked like a kid in a basement. I used to live in a shitty old house with a shitty old background. I don't even know how I signed clients back then. Shout out to you guys. Still working with some of you. My girlfriend at the time let me grow out my facial hair because she liked it. In reality, I looked like a homeless person. I wore a hoodie all the time that was greasy around the neck. I wore a bunch of different hats. I let my hair grow out till I looked like a homeless person. I didn't groom it. And then I expected people to give me money. Yeah, that was a stupid take. Do that when you're rich and you have the authority. Don't do that when you're getting started. You can't even pull that off, let alone your ICP is not going to resonate with you. One of the most common things we see in paid advertising is whatever you put in the ad is the type of person you get out the other end. So if I wear a suit and I speak to insurance agents, they're going to trust me. If I wear a hoodie and I flex a Rolex and I try to speak to insurance agents, again, get fucked. It's simple. Be who you sell to. I have these in the background for personality. I've got a Porsche in the back because I like the cars, but it's not anything crazy fancy. I'm not flexing this shit all the time. And it's a goddamn painting. You don't even know what car I drive. I got this on the side, which is the rules of Nike. I wear a black t-shirt, black hat, nothing fancy. Nothing that makes you go, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I live in a pretty decent apartment. It doesn't look like I'm living in a shack. And so it resonates with the majority of people. Now, am I going to resonate with everybody? No, that's not the goal. But the goal isn't to look at a way that causes you to disconnect from your audience. This is a huge problem in all these growth ops, is they present in this way that is guru-y, lifestyle, flexy. And then they attract people that are guru-y, lifestyle, and flexy. Again, pardon my French, but get fucked. You will never sign a big dog looking like that. You know who signs the big dogs? Jeremy Haynes. What does he dress like? Casual. Does he flex? Yes. Why can't he? Because he's gotten results. but he looks and acts the part. Who else? Jason Fladlin. This guy wears a suit in most of his stuff. How about Hormozy? You know what's interesting about Hormozy? This guy wears flannels and stuff, and he's got a great brand, but he didn't do that when he was getting started with Gym Launch. No, he wore collared shirts. He dressed like a gym dude. He didn't dress like he does now. He had to earn that right. And I guarantee you, with who he's trying to attract, you won't catch him driving Lamborghinis and flexing his Lamborghinis. He may have one, but you won't catch him flexing it. You've got to present the part. Iman Ghazi, for example, that dude dresses for the biggest TAM in the world. You don't see him flexing his shit. So again, number one, have congruency. Be the same in your content as you are in your ads. Don't have a disconnect there. You can add more personality in your content because not every piece of content is meant to perform or meant to convert, but be congruent. Make sure when somebody hits your page, they know what you do. And then present and dress the part. Like I even look at these and I go, am I losing people because I have snowboards in my background? I don't know. I know if I had skis, my conversion rates would probably go up. I wouldn't lose as many people. Tattoo on the arm. I know this is going to disqualify some people. Is it crazy? No. But I know people that don't like tattoos aren't going to want to see that. So why do you think I always am doing this? Oh, you can't see it. Oh, you know, if I go to meet somebody in person and I have a feeling I don't like tattoos, cover that fucker up. Present accordingly. Those are like the big two. Now, the last common problem that I see with organic content, and this we're going to get more into the tactics now, is your content is built to generate views, not drive conversions. And for some reason, you have a disconnect. And this, I find the most ironic shit ever, is in marketing, you have this concept called top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. A lot of people like to use this as fancy terms. All that this means is, can I get eyeballs? Can I show that I know what I'm talking about? And then can I get them to convert? Can I call to action? That's it. A lot of you guys only do this and you only post top of funnel stuff. Or you find a piece of content that performs and it's top of funnel and you just keep doing it over and over and over and over. There's no conversion. If you look at the messaging angles video on this channel, it's all about hitting on all of the angles to get somebody to convert. So if you go look at my organic content, it's about moving around the ads manager. It's about writing ads. Got some about funnels, got some about metrics, some about scaling, some about emails. I got all these different angles that a marketer may run into to try to get them to convert. Your content needs to do the same thing and it needs to funnel the traffic. This is a principle that applies across everything. So obviously platform by platform, there are nuances to it, but you need content that speaks to a wide audience. You need content that takes that audience and shows them that you know what you're talking about. And then you need content that gets them to convert. So what does this look like? Top of funnel. We'll use my own page as an example. Anytime I talk about ad hooks, it's going to blow up. Anytime. Anytime I talk about how to navigate the Facebook manager so you don't burn money on ads, blows up. And I actually have screenshots. Then middle funnel, what does that look like? This is typically me just talking head. This is a problem I'm dealing with. This is how to solve it. Same with clipped up YouTube. I'll take these videos that you're watching right now, I'll clip them up, I'll throw them on Instagram. Why? Because they go in a lot more depth. They're not necessarily optimized for reach or engagement. That's like middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. And then bottom of funnel, what's that? Testimonials, proof of results. I don't like to flex testimonials a ton. So a lot of what I do is more just, this is exactly the steps we took to half our cost per result. These are the steps we took to double the ROAS. I'll just explain a scenario with a client and how we solved it, but that's bottom of funnel. And then you just repeat. And you actually funnel your traffic. And then what you do, and the most important part is, again, you make sure that the topics you talk about in organic line up with paid. So then it becomes this flywheel. Guess what? You can use your organic content in your paid advertising now. Whereas if all your stuff is you in a Lamborghini, that serves no purpose in the paid advertising process. So that is the common problems and how to actually view your front end. Now, in terms of solving, how should you approach this? And there's one more thing I want to mention towards the end of this video that's like the biggest thing, and it kind of pissed me off recently, so that's why I'm yelling in this video. But how do we actually go about solving this problem? Well, first things first is create that document. Map out all the messaging that's going to resonate with your audience. Your goal is not reach. Your goal is not to become famous on organic. Your goal is to begin building a front end that reflects your business. I did this for a year and a half, almost 2 years, with no real engagement. We gained 4,000 followers in 5 weeks from focusing more on the gaining followers side. But anybody that wanted to work with me, I had content for days that I could send these people. And that's all you're concerned about. So start with the document and just make content that speaks to your ICP that will get them to convert. Go top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. That's it. The second thing that we do that makes this way easier is using a YouTube distribution system that goes from YouTube down to Instagram, Instagram, Instagram. And all we do is we take a YouTube video, we chop it up into reels, and that's it. So if I were you and I were just starting out and I didn't have the time to post short form, which a whole nother conversation, but I didn't have time to post short form, all I'm doing, I'm recording 1 to 2 YouTube videos a week, super low friction like this, uploading it to Instagram. Some of the first videos I ever posted were literally me taking out a phone, going like this, walking to a coffee shop, talking about whatever it was. This is how we got this result. This is how we did this. This is how we did that. That was it. It doesn't have to be complicated. I guarantee you're overcomplicating. You're adding way too much production. Because at its core, all that matters with marketing is that you say the right words. If you say the right words and you come across in a way as an authority, you can film in the middle of Iraq. If your avatar goes, I don't understand what he's doing over there, but holy shit, does he speak to me? You're better off than not doing that. So just post. Just start posting and make sure you speak to the right person. And then if you realize there's a disconnect in how you're dressing and how you're appearing, then fix it. But just get the action going. Start posting on YouTube. Make sure it supports your sales cycle. Once you've done that and you've started posting and you know how to say the right words, you're building that mechanism, then what I want you to do is just start posting. Now, in order to know what I need to post about, very, very simple. What questions are clients and prospects asking? That's it. If I get a question twice, I make a video on it. And then guess what? Next time I get the question, send it off. Great example. Again, since we're more boutique, anybody that we do outreach to, if they have questions, we send them assets. So for example, last week or a couple weeks ago, somebody came back to us and was like, hey, I know we didn't end up working together. Current agency is kind of dropping the ball. We'd love to discuss. Had a couple of questions. How do you make sure you get high lead quality? Yeah, sure. Happy to help. Here's 3 videos. Here's almost an hour of content on how we do it. So now you, the business owner, don't have to repeat yourself and they get the answer to their question. I started doing that with family members, friends, prospects, clients. You got a question about something? Here's a video, bro. I'm not going to sit here and fucking yap for 20 minutes. Check that out. So just take whatever questions you're getting on sales calls or in your coaching calls or wherever you interact with your clients and just turn those into your YouTube videos. And that's it. That's all you need to do in the beginning. That's all you need to do. And again, this video is more focused on how to make sure that your organic process supported your paid process. The second to last thing here is you need to be posting way more than you think, like significantly more volume. If you look at guys like Brez or TJR, these fuckers post 20 to 30 times a day across platforms. And you think 3 reels is going to get you there. I don't care what the content gurus say. They know better than I do, but you can't afford their help. So you got to figure it out. And if you can, I shout out Briar Cochran, go to him or Jeremy Moser. One of those two, those are the only two that I trust in this space. If you can't afford them, there's a decent likelihood you don't want to fork that up initially. You need to post volume. Volume, volume, volume. I'm not talking 1 time a day. I'm not talking 3 times a day. I'm not even talking 5 times a day. I'm talking on Instagram, on a short form platform, shit out 15 pieces of content minimum. Minimum. It blows my mind when I see people start posting and they post 1 time. If you're going to commit. If you're going to just do YouTube distribution, just do that. That's fine. Again, if you say, okay, we're going to blow this account up, post, and just put a little bit of attention or intention between it. But for the love of, please stop thinking that 1 post is going to do it, that 3 posts is going to do it. You need to be posting 15 times a day. The way we do that, and keep that internal because it's been working real well. I don't want all you stealing my secrets. But generally speaking, you need to do way more volume than you're doing. It took me 300 posts to hit 100 followers. 300 posts for 100 followers on Instagram. I haven't even broken 1,000 subs and I've just shat out content. So do more volume. Just do more volume. Stop being so fixated on getting it perfect. Just more. Tweak after each iteration. That's it. The last thing I'll say, and if you can't tell, I'm a little heated with this video because I've gotten a lot of questions and nobody takes action on shit. But the last thing I'll say is you need to be yourself. You need to be different. Stop seeing your buddy in your industry start getting traction and you go, cool, I'm just going to do what he does. It's working for him. Let me do what he does. That is a dumb take. Because now, guess what? You're in that guy's shadow. Because anybody in the industry or anybody that knows the two of you sees one guy start to catch traction, the other one rips it. Well, the guy that started is now the authority. You can't escape. It's impossible. You got to be different. You got to go look for the topics that perform with what you're selling. And then you got to go to adjacent niches. Don't look in your industry. Go look at other industries and find formats that are performing. Go steal those and pair them up with the topics that perform. And then be yourself. So many people try to mimic others, or they hire a content agency that just slaps them on a conveyor belt, makes them look identical to everybody else. That's, again, if you don't want to put any effort into this and you want to blow up, yeah, that works. But you're not going to stand out in the market. You won't at all. Sorry. You've got to be different. You've got to be you. You've got to present in a way that separates you from everybody else. If you look at my content, it is all branded the same. It is a particular style of content, and there are not many people that follow that through line throughout. You need to be different. Be different. And this is hilarious because I heard this from a mentor of mine, and it recently happened to me, where he goes, people ask me all the time what my little notes drawing app is, what I use to draw notes. And I tell him, his words, not mine, get fucked. Figure it out yourself. Find your own app. Why are you trying to just mimic what other people, it's Google it. Figure it out. It's an app. But I'm not going to let you just openly steal my branding so that you can just become another copycat of me. I had somebody reach out in the DMs. Guy's a great guy. I was asking questions. Like, I'm always happy to help. But he said, what's the thing you use to make the YouTube videos? What app is it on your iPad? I was like, I'm not telling you. No one else uses it, so I'm just going to continue to use it and build my brand that way. I'm not going to willingly create another copycat. Like, be different. Think for yourself. Be creative. That'll solve a lot of your problems. So again, this is more of like a passionate rant. I'm no expert, but I've gotten a lot of questions recently about organic from the minor success that we've had. And those are the big takeaways that I've seen recently. If you are looking for an agency to do the organic side, like I said, go reach out to Jeremy Moser or go reach out to Briar Cochran. Those guys are the only people I 100% trust in the organic space that will actually do a savage job and not just slap you on some conveyor belt and turn you into a guru. So check those guys out. If you want to learn how we use organic on the paid ad side, link below, book call, speak to myself, the member of the team. If you like content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment with what you want to see next, and I will see you in the next one.